The film starts with football player Jason "Two J's" Jennings giving a bit of backstory to his career while recording an episode of his podcast. Recruited from high school, Jason became a highly successful player, but had a reputation for his attitude on and off the field. Eventually, his talents faded and his fans turned on him, leading to him becoming washed up. Jason barges into the office of his agent, Ryan Kaufman, who appears to be actively trying to avoid Jason. Ryan informs him that his public persona isn't very well liked right now, compared to another sports commentator, Chip Collins, who has been trash-talking Jason and his career for years. When Ryan suggests Jason change up his brand to boost his ratings, Jason swears at him and storms out. He sees Tony Gonzalez and yells at him too, driving off and yelling about being self-made before his car gets smashed by a bus. Jason gets injured and is ordered to serve 300 hours of community service in his former hometown of Long Beach. Making things worse for Jason, the judge is someone he knew from his old neighborhood, and she proceeds to tell everyone back home that Jason is returning home to pick up dog poop. 5 weeks later, Jason returns to Long Beach, where he is almost robbed at gunpoint by his old friend Kareem until he recognizes Jason and happily greets him. Jason then starts his service at a middle school, where he watches the football team, the green team, practicing. The boys mock Jason for picking up dog crap and mock his attire before he starts cussing at them. One of the boys, Trey, has his mother Cherries working at the school, and Jason recognizes her as his ex-girlfriend from when he started playing. She is none too happy to see him, especially with the way he is talking to her son and the other boys. After talking with Kareem, Jason learns that the boys do not have a football coach, so he sees this as a way to rebuild his brand while also trying to get close to Cherries again. Their first game is against the older team, the Colonels, and they are coached by Chip, who is eager to deliver more smack talk toward Jason. The kids play terribly and lose miserably, leading to Jason berating them out loud. Cherries in turn yells at Jason for putting the kids down when they are already feeling very low about themselves. Jason talks to his old mentor, Coach Fies, who inspires Jason to Jedi mind trick the kids into listening to him. He returns to the team by appealing to them as fellow underdogs that nobody is expecting to come out on top. While running drills, Jason tries to get them to apply their personal interests and passions into the game. He talks to a nerdy kid, Gary, to channel his love for Game of Thrones and the show's dragons into the game, which helps him play harder. He later gifts the team new jerseys with nicknames. Trey gets Superstar, Gary gets Drogon, another kid named Tony gets Titties, etc. Jason starts to get to know the kids on a personal level to try and talk to them. During their next game, Trey starts to get a bad attitude, which leads Jason to realize the boy is acting just like he did when he was growing up. He tells him to be better toward his teammates or Trey will end up just like him. Trey then leads his team and even reveals to Gary that he is also a Game of Thrones fan. Jason also learns that Tony hides from his parents that he is playing football instead of joining mathletes, and encourages him to tell them the truth. He also talks to another kid, Dwayne, to not be ashamed of living in a trailer park. On their next game, the whole team also learns that one of their players, Ghost, is a girl, to the delight of Cherries. After the game, Jason invites the team to his mansion for a pool party. He goes to hang out with Cherries while Kareem keeps an eye on them, but he falls asleep and the kids get into the stash of beer and start drinking until they are drunk. Jason and Cherries return to find the boys pissing in the pool before yelling at them to stop. Jason later gets a phone call from Ryan during practice. He puts Ryan on speaker to announce to the team that Jason's ratings have gone up since he has been showing off his time with the team, so he has a chance to get his own sports TV show. The problem is, his first taping would be on the day of the team's next big game against the Colonels. The kids figure that Jason is going to abandon them like all their other coaches. Beauty Jason argues that this is a chance for him to salvage his career. The kids and Cherries express their disappointment toward him. On the day of the show's taping, Jason sits alongside other commentators like Terry Bradshaw and Michael Strahan, but he quickly feels remorse over his decision and rushes back to be with the team for their game. He gives them a speech to motivate them before they get started. The Colonels dominate the first round, while Jason's team is dead at 0. Trey gives the team a rousing speech to get their spirits back up, and they come back out to lead the crowd to calling the Colonels punk-ass bitches. The team starts to play better, and Kareem gets his dogs to get the biased ref off their backs. The kids start to catch up to the Colonels and set their last play in the final round. They pass the ball to Tony, but he just misses passing the ball over the line, meaning the Colonels win. Tony starts to cry over his failure, but his team goes to help him on his feet, which the crowd finds inspiring and they cheer them on. Jason, in turn, feels inspired by his team and tells them to go congratulate the Colonels. They do so, but promise to fuck them up next year. Jason and Cherries also seem to get back together. The ending text states that Snoop Dogg established the Snoop Youth Football League to encourage kids to learn values through football and teamwork, and that over 85,000 kids joined, with 20,000 going to college as a result, and 25 being drafted by the NFL.